Okay, house is clean. We are clean. And it's ready to go.
Our journey started with a walk to the commuter train, then a trip to Fridhemsplan to meet up with Elis's parents. And together we took the car to Nynäshamn so we could catch the ferry. The ferry is huge. They had like mini rooms, a big cafeteria, even a pet lounge. Definitely one of the nicest ferries I've ever been on. Then we arrived to our hotel, Hotel St. Clemens, named after the ruin that is practically attached to it. I thought this was so novel and cool, but it turns out in Visby, having homes, churches, hotels, and the like attached to a ruin is pretty commonplace. We had a lovely room with these two big skylights, one in the bedroom and another in the bathroom. I'm a big fan of skylights, so this was a big deal for me. Elis, on the other hand, wasn't as impressed. We met some locals. And we spent the rest of the afternoon on our first day exploring the ruin nearby. We continued to explore the city. It looked like this pretty much the whole time. And how stunning is this window display? I'm obsessed. So, Visby is one of the best preserved medieval towns in all of Scandinavia, and it's a UNESCO heritage site. Among the most notable historical remains is the 3.4 kilometer long town wall that encircles the town center, and of course the plentiful church ruins. We ended the day with a visit to the botanical garden and rested up. Day 2. We were lucky that we happened to visit the church when someone was practicing the organ. There's really something about visiting a church. There's nothing like the acoustics of a church. And organs! I mean, it's a very humbling experience. The weather was pretty bad on this day, so we stuck to sightseeing from the comfort of the car. We visited Pippi Longstocking's house, that's now surrounded sadly by a resort. Damn it, capitalism. We visited an old fishing village. There are several scattered around the island, some still in use today, but not this one. And then we continued to drive down the south part of the island along the coast and stopped at a few spots. Yes, despite the rain and the wind. I feel like we were all slightly underdressed. On our third day, we went to the museum and explored other parts of Visby. I didn't record much that day, just enjoyed the city. On our fourth day, we met up with some of Elis's relatives who so generously gave us a tour of the northern part of the island. This is all wild garlic, by the way, which can only be picked for eating during a limited period in spring. And it's very expensive, so it was special to see it in such abundance. Then we visited the Blue Lagoon, which used to be an old limestone quarry, but now a popular swimming spot. After that, we headed further north to catch the smaller ferry to For... I hope I pronounced that right. I had a lot of trouble pronouncing this place. For... Anyway, it's a different island very close to Gotland. This is where some of the nicest rauks are located. Rauks are like a stack, it is a stack made of limestone. They are usually formed by wave erosion. And these rauks represent the reefs that existed in the Silurian period. Carl Linnaeus, the dude that loved to categorize everything, including humans, look him up, was the first scientist to describe rauks when he visited this part of Sweden in 1741. Now they represent the Gotland landscape we know today, and this site is one of many. Speaking of landscape, it's kind of barren and flat, very flat, and colors are muted. It's probably why Ingmar Bergman liked it here so much. As a lover of cinema, I had to visit his grave. It was nice and unassuming. And then we headed back towards Gotland, and our gracious host showed us some pretty sights. And then we headed back to their home, where we were treated to a delicious meal and old family stories. It was lovely. Last day in Gotland, Elis's relatives gave us some great local tips of other things for us to explore, including this cliff area. It was scary, but gorgeous, and we had such nice weather. Definitely not kid-friendly unless you're very familiar with the area. We spent quite some time here. There was this path along the cliff's edge, and you had the Baltic Sea rolling in from the side, and these beautiful secluded summer homes on the other side. And it was really peaceful and quiet, and yeah, you can easily fantasize, maybe one day I'm gonna buy a summer home here. I don't know. And then we headed to the more touristy parts of Gotland before heading back to the ferry. This is apparently a very popular spot in the summer, but we came off season, so practically empty. Of course, I had some work to do on the ferry as well, but it was a nice trip back. I wanted to capture the sunset, but it was hiding behind the clouds. I guess the moody, somber tone was more suitable, as I personally was feeling sad to leave Gotland. It was a beautiful trip. I highly recommend it to everyone. This video really doesn't do the island justice. You'll just have to visit for yourself.